Hey guys, what's going on, dudes? It is David here, and we are back with another video. Now, in this video, guys, we're going to be discussing the Indianapolis Colts, the team that has recently made some interesting moves in the past year. Of course, last season, the 2019 season, they finished 7-9, and during the free agency, they went out and got Phillip Rivers, who used to play for the San Diego Chargers, now LA Chargers. And Phillip Rivers, they're probably at least going to give Phillip Rivers, I say, a year or two before they move on into the other quarterback that they have. Because last season, the Colts did not expect Andrew Luck to retire before the season. So they just went to the season with Jacoby Brissett. And Jacoby Brissett did actually really decent. They ended up finishing 7-9, like I said before. But now that we're going to be in the 2020-2021 season for the Indianapolis Colts, it's going to be really interesting to see how they really do for this season. Of course, when it comes to the 2020 season, we just had a couple months ago we just recently had the 2020 NFL draft, and the Indianapolis Colts with their first pick in the draft was in the second round. They had two second round picks. Their first pick in the second round was the second pick in the second round, and they selected Michael Pittman Jr., a wide receiver. And with their second pick in the second round, with the ninth pick in the second round, they selected Jonathan Taylor, running back from Wisconsin. Of course, as you guys all know, they have Marlon Mack as their running back currently, but he is coming up to the point where he may get a deal or he may not get a deal. And to draft the running back behind Marlon Mack is kind of a good idea, because if you don't want to pay Marlon Mack, then you have Jonathan Taylor there ready to take over when Marlon Mack does eventually leave the Colts, which could possibly be after this season. Their third pick was used on Julian Blackmon, a safety, and then their fourth pick was used on the quarterback. And I'll be honest, when it came to the decision for the Colts, I thought they would use a pick on the quarterback early. I thought they would use a pick on the quarterback let's say in the second, one of their first two picks in the second round. But obviously by that time you had Jordan Love, who was gone. You had Jalen Hurts, who was picked shockingly by the Eagles in the second round. They could have actually got Jalen Hurts, but I don't think Jalen Hurts would have fit their system. So that's the reason why they didn't go after Jalen Hurts. But those are their four picks. That was their most important four picks in the 2020 draft. Enough talking about the 2020 draft. Let's talk about the Colts 2020-2021 NFL season that we're going to be talking about. The first game of the season they're going to be playing is going to be right here. It's going to be against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville are tanking, so there's nothing to discuss about this. This is going to be a win for the Indianapolis Colts, and they play the Vikings and Jets at home. They're going to lose against the Vikings, then beat the Jets. Then they're going to play the Bears and the Browns away. The Bears are going to win. I think the Colts are going to be a very good team this year, especially considering Phillip Rivers is going to be behind one of the best offensive lines in the National Football League. And he's gonna have some good receiver targets. He's gonna have Tyree Hilton. He's gonna have the two running backs of Jonathan Taylor and Marlon Mack. So that's gonna be very good for him. So this Indianapolis Colts team is going to be a very good team when it comes to this season. But yeah, they're gonna beat the Bears, and then they're gonna lose against the Browns. Funny enough, I actually checked the schedule here. They're facing the three Bs. They're facing the Bears, Browns, and then the Bengals. Now, this game against the Bengals obviously is going to be a win. I feel like that Bengals team is not on the level of where the Colts team is. So the three Bs games, they're going to face the Bears away at the Bears. They're going to win that game. They're going to lose against the Browns at the Browns, and then they're going to beat the Bengals at the Colts. And that's the games before they get into the bye. Next, they're going to be playing after the bye. They're going to be playing against the Detroit Lions at the Lions. This is going to be a win before they suffer 3 straight losses. They're going to lose against the Ravens at home at the Colts. They're going to lose against the Titans at the Titans. And they're going to lose against the Packers at the Colts. The probably most toughest game to decide when it comes to if they're going to lose or not is probably going to be that Titans game, because that's going to be a really competitive game. Of course, last week I did the Tennessee Titans predictions, but I think I gave the Colts one win against the Titans, and then the Titans the other win. So yeah, the Colts are going to suffer 3 straight losses after winning the first game after the bye, and that's just going to have to be this. But then they're going to bounce back, beating the Titans at home in Indianapolis. Then they're going to lose a game again against the Houston Texans at the Texans. But then the rest of the season, they're going to go on a 4-game winning streak to end the season and to possibly get in the playoffs and possibly get in the NFL playoffs. The last 4 games they played are going to be against away at the Las Vegas Raiders. That's going to be a win. Then they play the Houston Texans at home. That's going to be a win. Then they're going to play the Steelers. Now, this game against the Steelers is probably going to be a competitive game. It all depends on one thing for me when it comes to this Indianapolis Colts game against the Steelers. If Big Ben is healthy, it's going to be a really, really tough game to predict. If Big Ben is really healthy, it's going to be a really, really tough game to predict. But if Big Ben is not healthy and they have to go with a backup quarterback, I'm giving the Colts the win. I'm giving the Colts the win 100% of the time, and that is just how it's going to be when it comes to the Colts season. And then the final game of the season, they started off with the Jaguars. They're going to finish with the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they're going to get the win against the Jacksonville Jaguars. So the Colts kind of have an up and down season. They end the season with a 4-game winning streak against the Raiders, Texans, Steelers, and the Jaguars. And then before that, you had them losing 3 straight. So they had 3 straight losses, and then they end the season with 4 straight wins. So it's kind of around the place. Of course, there's a lot of different games that the Colts could lose and then still could win. So it's really, really tough to predict the season. We'll have to see what happens come by. I really actually hope I get this Colts prediction right, because at the end of the season, for the 2020 Colts season, I have the Indianapolis Colts finishing with a record of 10-6. 10-6. Which means they would pick up 3 wins. They would pick up 3 wins and 3 losses. Their record before was 7-9, so they'd be picking up 3 wins. Yeah, so they'd be losing a lot more games. They'd be picking up 3 wins and losing 3 wins, obviously. So, and when it comes to that AFC South division, when it comes to teams, because that AFC South division is going to be really, really tough to predict when it comes to the 2020-2021 seasons. I said the Tennessee Titans were probably going to be a contender for the playoff spot, but the Colts record, so are the Colts, and then obviously you have the Houston Texans out there. The Houston Texans are still going to be competitive, even though they lost DeAndre Hopkins to the Arizona Cardinals in probably one of the worst trades in NFL history. But we'll just have to see how it happens. That this Colts team, with this record, it's going to be very, very tough to see that the Colts don't actually win the division, because having a 10-6 record or 11-5 record, you probably would win the division. And considering that the Colts have improved the wide receiver position, they added another weapon. They added another weapon when it comes to the running game. They added another quarterback just in case Phillip Rivers does get injured. I don't think they have Jacoby Brissett. I think they may still have him. So I think, Jacob Eason may be the 3rd quarterback, but still, he'll be a very good option just in case the first 2 quarterbacks does get injured. And the offensive line is, like I said before, it's one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. Their defense is a really, really good young defense, so we'll have to see when it comes to that. But in terms of the Colts season predictions, the Colts will be improving from finishing 7-9 to 10-6 and possibly making the playoffs. But anyway, guys, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Please do smash the like button. But anyway, guys, I will see you guys all later. Peace.